Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today is January 17th, 2025. This is the 5-year anniversary of the Leica M10 Monochrome. No, this video is not sponsored. I have no connection with Leica, but I am doing this because I truly love the monochrome camera. This camera. This camera came out in January 17th, 2020. We all know what was going on in the world in the 20s, in the 2020 year, so we're not going to really talk about that. But anyway, so this video is honestly just going to be me sharing my screen on my computer and showcasing all the amazing photos, well, amazing photos to me that I've taken with this monochrome camera. I've owned it since, I believe the first time I took a photo was in September, October 2023. So it's also more than a year of me actually owning this camera. I had the opportunity to purchase it in the Leica Soho store when there was a Leica Soho store. I had recently sold my M10P camera, which I still want to purchase one at some point in the near future. I had the opportunity to purchase an M10 Monochrome and an M10R. I no longer have the M10R, but I do have this Leica M10 Monochrome. And also, funny enough, I didn't realize until late last year that this is actually a special edition version. I don't know if this is going to focus, but not all Leica cameras have the Wetzlar, I don't think I'm pronouncing that right, on the top plate of the camera. So this is, I believe, one of 750 copies that were made. If I'm lying, there will be a number on top of the screen somewhere telling you the actual number. But it is a limited edition version, and that is also why I'm thinking about keeping this until the end of time. And that's saying a lot. You know, it's obviously a limiting camera. You can only shoot black and white. You can't shoot in color. Do I think everyone needs to own this camera? No. Do I still shoot with my color cameras and convert it to black and white? Yes, because I always use a tool that is right in front of me to capture whatever I need to capture. And then in post, I will change it to black and white. But when I know, or when I have the foresight of wanting to shoot only black and white, pure black and white, I pick up this camera and I go. So this video is going to be me on the computer, just showcasing probably like hundreds of photos that I actually like throughout the last year, I guess in a couple of months of me owning this camera. I recently uploaded another video of me walking around the Philadelphia area with the monochrome, so I'll link it above so you can check that out. But let's get to the rest of this video. All right, guys, now we're on the desktop looking at Caption 1. As you can see, this catalog this catalog has roughly about 4,500 images. These are all images that are in black and white. There might be some that have some color because sometimes I make a mistake and add photos to a catalog that I'm not supposed to, but we're all human, we make mistakes. So out of the 4,500, as you can see, there's roughly about 600 or 657 to be exact photos that I 5-starred. Of course, I am human, and sometimes I forget to actually star all the photos that I actually like. And I know it is what it is. But let's start off with this photo of my homie Adam. This is actually on the day of me testing out if I wanted to purchase the monochrome camera. And I just wanted to show you just briefly how much dynamic range this black and white sensor has, because this is the raw file that was put into Caption 1. And then let's use the slider to see what it's like after, before, after. As you can see, we can see a lot more texture in the skin. I don't know if this is, oh, there we go. It's fully in focus now, or is loaded. As you can see, there's a lot more texture in his face after editing the photo. So let's just go to my edits just to see what I did. Honestly, I just, as you can see, just increased the exposure lower the brightness. I tend to do that, which is, you know, it is what it is. And I increase the contrast because I do love contrasty scenes or photos. And of course, I wanted to make sure that my highlights weren't blown out. I wanted to darken the feel of the photo. So if you zoom back out, as you can see, the before and after. I really do like this photo. I might have posted this photo, but I'm not really too sure. But next up, this is in Soho. I'm not going to go through every single photo that I've taken or I liked over the last year and few months of me owning the camera, but I just want to share the story basically of my first day, I guess, with the camera and showcase some highlights while we are here on YouTube. So why not? So this photo, while I was looking at photos to potentially showcase on YouTube, I realized that there are a few that I liked that I never 5-starred, and this is one of them. Let me move the slider. I truly do like this photo. As you can see, we're still getting the clouds, we're seeing grays, we're seeing blacks. It's just beautiful. And it's just two individuals. I think this is like East Broadway. Yeah, in the Soho area. As you can see, Adidas in the background, etc., etc. And like just a few more photos of just literally right after I purchased this camera. As many of you may or may not know, if you purchase a camera in the Leica store and don't live in that said city or state, you can ship your item to your hometown and not pay taxes. During this day, I decided to pick up the M10R and the M10 Monochrome, but I was just so excited to use the Monochrome, I decided to pay taxes on that camera, which, you know, New York City taxes isn't the least amount of tax you could possibly pay in a city, but here we are. I was still, I believe this day was on my sister's birthday. I think I spent more time at the Leica Soho store than I did on with my sister on her actual birthday. But if she ever sees this video, this is a few years ago, so it's fine. So yeah, just me and Soho. This is me just practicing shooting. I think I might have been using the 35mm lens at this point. I didn't zone focus. At this time, I probably didn't zone focus that well, especially at lower f-stops. So for some reason, as you'll see in the future of these photos, that I really push myself while walking around New York City. Of course, I'm sure the issue with this camera, this photo, is the fact that my shutter speed was super slow. Let's see what it was. 1/45. Of course, I wouldn't have been able to capture this person. I don't know how I was able to capture the aperture because I don't have the 35 Summilux that actually could communicate with the camera, but I'm assuming it's just assuming that it was at f8. It probably was at f8 if I'm zone focusing. But I really do still like this photo because you can see this gentleman just sitting down. Don't know what he was doing, but he was somehow looking right into my camera when I was taking a photo, which happens sometimes. While I'm Broadway and Lafayette, and then this is going into my neck of the woods of New York City. I'm originally from Harlem. There is going to be a video basically reintroducing myself to the YouTube family and everyone who has followed me so far, because I am at 700 subscribers, which I really do appreciate. Thank you guys. But yeah, just more photos of New York City on the first day of me owning the monochrome camera. This photo, honestly, is probably top 3 photographs of that day that I love, because I shot this wide open. And somehow oh, my face is on. Somehow the camera realized I shot this wide open. And I was, not to sound like a stalker or anything like that, but I was clicking away at this subject while she was walking on 34th Street because I really liked the scene and the environment, especially because I was shooting on a monochrome camera. I really wanted to try. So as you can see, the first photo, I failed. It's soft. She's not in focus. I don't even know what's in focus. Probably this guy shoulder might be more in focus. I don't know, but I definitely nailed it on this shot. This is as much focus as I would like for a photograph, but I think at 35 millimeters at 1.4, this can't be beat. I just really love that photo. And just more photos of me walking around. I think I was around Fifth Avenue at this time, and just snapping away any and everything I saw that day. And I really like this shot. Don't know why. Sometimes I take photos and I don't know why I take the photos, and it gets even worse when I come home and review the photos and I still don't know why I took that photo. But I really still like this photo for some reason. We're almost close to my favorite shot. So this is, as you may know, I live in Philadelphia. So that day I had to travel back into Philly to, go back home and all that jazz. So this is me exiting the 30th Street station in Philadelphia. These are some shots outside the station. And I really wanted to take this opportunity to test out that high ISO. And of course, I was lucky enough to have a Summilux camera on me. So as you can see, the shot was taken at ISO 5000 at 1/500 shutter speed at aperture 1.4. Look, I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but look at that grain. It's barely there. And if you can't see it, I think it's great. And mind you, I think I'm zoomed in roughly. But yeah, I shot this photo. But yes, I shot this photo at ISO 5000. It was basically the middle of night. Let's see, what time was it? Does this capture at 7:12 p.m., which, good luck trying to shoot this with a color camera or a color sensor. Good luck. But here's the shot that really impresses me the most. This is when I got in a cab to actually get to go back home after crossing that bridge between 30th Street and Center City. This photo, I have a few prints of this photo, and I think I might make it available for people to purchase in the future. But this photo just gives me, especially with this old car in the background, I can't tell exactly what type of car is this. And cool thing, just actually the first time I realized this is a veteran's car, shout out to you. If you know what this car is, leave it in the comment section because I would love to be able to name this car. But this photo was taken on Broad Street, and while I was inside of a moving car, and this photograph is just gorgeous. For me, granted, outside of these individuals in the frame, it gives me such a vintage look and feel. And then to the fact that this monochrome sensor is amazing, this photograph was taken at ISO 12,500. I don't know how many photographs taken at ISO 12,500 that is completely usable like this, like a monochrome camera. And of course, like I said earlier, I'm not trying to sell you on this camera because I do know that it's a niche camera and not everyone always wants to shoot black and white photos, but boy, 12,500, insane. So we're just gonna go through some more of some photos that I liked. This is my fiance. I think I might have cut off our dog. This is like a photo in the kitchen, just testing out the dynamic range and the low light performance. This is just a few more shots in 2023. I really thought going to Capture One and showcasing these photographs will be a lot easier than me, exporting, uploading it. So if you do think this is more valuable, leave a comment. Really appreciate it. So just more photographs, black and white photographs. I really love this photograph. Just something about the glow of that window and with the lamp is just chef's kiss. And of course, you have the birds on the avenue. I live near the East Passyunk Avenue, and they tend to be a lot of birds near Acme. It is what it is. So just me photographing a few birds. This photograph. I might have taken a photo of this lady. I need to introduce myself to her because I've seen her at this laundromat on South Street so many times, and I've yet to say hello. I don't know if she owns it or she's just a frequent laundry goer, but just everything about this. So the Leica M10 Monochrome is also a 40 megapixel sensor. So you are able to crop pretty well, because I do end up walking around with a 35 millimeter quite often. So having that flexibility to crop is amazing. Granted, I don't crop that often, but when I need to, it's amazing. For example, I remember taking this photo while I was walking around the Schuylkill River. And I just took the photo. I don't know why I took this photo. I just like taking photos of buildings that have glass with light, contrast. Something I gravitate to. And then I remember when I was walking on Schuylkill River, I was looking at this photo and I was thinking, oh, what does that sign say? So I zoomed in, zoomed in, zoomed in some more. And it was this sign with, I guess, this lady potentially working outside of politics. It is what it you. So here's some more photographs with the Leica M10 Monochrome. I really like this photo because it's just this young lady, girl, trying to help. I'm assuming her mother in front of her carry groceries, which is awesome. I remember at some point, what date was this taken? This was taken on. I'm still within the first month of me owning the camera. But anyway, me and my fiance and I think her little sister decided to go to the Jersey Shore, and I was kind of finding myself and trying to figure out if I really did want to bring a monochrome camera with me or just the M10R. I think I brought both, but I think I took more photos with the monochrome camera. And as you can see, I really love these scenes of, because it was such a gloomy, dark, cold day at the beach. And of course, you have these skaters just living life. Just these photos. I truly love black and white images. There's something about them that are super timeless. And if I can, I probably never sell this camera. And not until just now, I didn't even notice you could see the reflection of the light hitting this particular glass on this building. It's just amazing. I guess another topic that I should bring up is the fact that we should be reviewing the photographs we've taken that previous year. I've taken these photos in 2023, and I'm sure at the end of 2023, I looked back on them and, restarred or reliked whatever I'm sure I restarted. I'm sure I 5-starred or made sure I put a color tag on photos that I truly loved from that previous year. But now that it's 2025 and I probably haven't looked at these photos for a whole other year, it's amazing. I don't know why this photo is offline, so we're going to skip through that. I need to do better with my file management. But this is some photos of just going to the city, and then the first snow day in Philadelphia. I believe this was the first snow day since 2 years. If I remember correctly, I believe this was in the beginning of 2024. I gotta love technology. The fact that I could just look at a photograph, get the date, and I know. But anyway, so this photo was taken in January 19th of 2024, which is pretty awesome. Just something about black and white. It's just something about it. Let's take a second to talk about this photograph. This photograph was taken, I think, sometime in February of this gentleman walking on Mifflin Street. I had to capture the shot because how often do you see a gentleman with a full white beard and you have a black and white camera with you? And there's amazing shadows and contrast in the scene. So I took one photo of this guy and it actually, I don't know if it truly hit focus, but I think I probably shot at f8, so it doesn't really matter. But it's pretty clean, pretty crisp. And I remember going home and I was saying, oh, wow, I didn't really take any amazing photos today, but I really like this one. And then I think a month later, I saw my homie Jared walking on Mifflin Street, and he was talking to a gentleman with a white beard. And then I was thinking to myself, I wonder if it's the same guy I took that photo of in last month. Because while I did enjoy this photo, I kind of forgot that I have taken this photo. And I think that happens a lot with us photographers. We take awesome photos, or we are outside shooting so much that we don't appreciate the ones that we truly like or loved during that for a long period of time. So anyway, I saw my friend Jared, who is an awesome photographer, taking or talking to this individual. And then I said hello to Jared, and then I said hello to this gentleman, and then I realized it was the gentleman that I had taken this photo of. And then while we were talking, I told him, oh, like I think I literally said, oh, you're the guy I took that photo of. And I showed it to him, and he was like, holy crap, I look super cool. I haven't seen him since then, and it's been a couple of months, but I do want to take that. I should print this out and give it to him at some point. But long story short, he is also an amazing photographer himself. He is an photographer, and I believe he has published a few books. I don't remember his name right now, but if I ever see him, I'll make sure to get that name again. One of the dangerous places in the world is a Leica store that serves coffee. I believe I was also testing the new 50 Lux at the time with my monochrome camera, and the New York City team is awesome. The new meatpacking store is awesome. If you haven't been, you should go check that out. One of my favorite places in the Philadelphia area is FDR Park. It is one of the more southern parts of Philly, south of South. It's honestly right next to the stadiums. If you know anything about Philly, all our stadiums are all in the same area, and it's literally across the street. And I love going there, walking my dog. Me and my fiance try to go out there at least once a week to just give our dog some fresh air and some grass for him to take a shit and to piss. Shout out to the homies. You know, if you know. Some more black and white photos of Philadelphia. Me spending time in New York City, always trying to photograph as many times as possible for everyone that I see. I believe this day is like in March, I think. And I was in the city to meet up for a photo walk with the one and only Stock Easy. I think I'm lying. This is not the day. I think this is another day of me being in the city, just roaming around. I really like this photo that I think about that. New York hat, of course, New York, New York. Duncan. Also, if you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. I know this is kind of very long, but I really, really do love this camera, and I just want to showcase as much photographs that I've taken with it. And honestly, if you want a challenge or you need to challenge yourself in 2025, this could be the camera for you. I really like this photo. It's soft. I probably was zone focusing, and as you can see, I did not hit focus, but I still love this photo. Shout out to the homie again. If you know, you know. Just taking photographs in my neighborhood. I try to go out as much as possible and take photos of just things that I see all the time. Even if it's just my fiance, just walking the dog. That is the real reason to own a camera, to just take photos of your loved ones. If you haven't realized that by now, you're missing out. Really love these fake fruit by the window. Really, really love them. I think I might have posted this photo on Instagram as a story. I think I might make a print of it because it's a kid just roaming around in the 30th Street station with a sign that says work in progress in the background. Just saying, she's a kid. She's a work in progress. She's growing. Life. Shout out to St. Nick Projects. That is where I spent most of my youth at. Yet again, shout out to the homie. If you know, you know. So I'm going to end the video here. Thank you for watching. For however long you watched this video. I don't know how long this video will be. I think I'm at the... I'll leave it here. I'm currently at 25 minutes of this screen share. So I don't know how long this video is actually going to be. But if you made it this far, I really do appreciate you. And I hope you liked what you saw. If there was a photograph that you really liked, please leave in the comments. I would love to hear your opinion. And I also would love to hear your opinion about shooting black and white. Have you shot black and white in the past? Have you ever thought about shooting a black and white sensor or complete 100% black and white sensor? If you have or have not, leave in the comments below. I'd love to start a dialogue. With that being said, catch you in the next one. Peace.